All right.
The notebook and my pencil case here.
Okay. So here's your topic. I'd like you to describe a person you study with who is successful in his or her life. You have 1 minute to prepare. Okay. All right, so the time's up. Don't worry if I stop you. Can you start speaking now, please? All right, the time's up. Don't worry if I stop you. Can you please start speaking now, please?
Yes. So I would like to talk about my classmate in extracurricular extracurriculum class who got an 8.5 band on her IELTS test. I know her from a class in the extracurriculum class because our parents are friends. She is very resilient and a hard worker. Every time I see her in class, she's always studying. She inspired me to also work harder on my upcoming IELTS tests as well.
I can't hear you anymore. Can you repeat from the last sentence?
She inspired me to work harder and study more for my upcoming IELTS test also. That's it.
Okay, what do your friends think about this person?
Can you repeat that?
What do your friends think about this person?
They would think that sometimes she works too hard, always studying and not really enjoying the moment playing with them.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next part now, in which I'm going to ask you a few general questions related to this topic. So let's talk about people, successful people to be precise. Do you think a successful person can be popular at the same time?
Yes, I believe if a person is successful in bringing joy or good, they may be popular with the general public.
Which one is more important, being popular or having good grades?
I would say it would be dependent on the type of work they intend to do. If they are in something like the entertainment industry, being popular would help a lot. Or something like science or physics, they would need good grades.
All right. And do you think students who do well in academic study will be more successful later in life?
Yes, I believe they will be more successful later because of technology development and the need for more skilled people in the field, in such field.
All right. And what's your opinion on rich people? Do you think rich people are always successful?
No, I don't think they are always successful. Some of them started relatively poor, so they had to work their way up to where they are now.
Do you think it is easier for people to become successful nowadays than in the past?
Yes, I believe information technology is on the rise right now. There are a lot of career opportunities in that field.
And what do you what do people need to sacrifice in order to be successful?
They would have to sacrifice a lot of time, money, and effort, and maybe their enjoyment in life.
All right, thank you. That's it for the test. Right. I actually planned to discuss part one first, but you answered it quite well, and I instead decided to move on to part two and three. It was all right overall. Now I'd like to discuss a few things with you. The number one thing is, if you could answer the same questions again, what would you do differently?
I think I would expand the the main subject of my answers more.
That is not enough. I need you to tell me specifically which question and how you would expand that. What do you remember?
mm, about the rich people always being rich. Uh, I think I could list some examples.
All right, like what?
Mm,
Let's see some examples of that. Let's hear them, at least one. Just one.
Um,
Listen, one example would be not here.
I remember Steve Jobs.
Oh, so what can you say about him?
I remember he started out working in his garage.
Okay. All right. I see. Any other examples or any other changes to your speech that you would make if you had a chance to answer them again? Any specific mistakes you remember that you would fix or any things you would add?
I don't remember my answer.
All right. So, as you can see, analyzing your performance yourself is the best teacher. Yeah? And if we don't remember what we do, we don't remember how we answer, it's hard to improve, right?
Yes.
Because there's nothing to improve. You forget it. Yeah? And the next time you answer questions, you forget it again, and there's nothing to improve again, pretty much. It's a slow process like that, yeah? So if you want to improve fast, you need to have something to work with, right? And for that, the ideal scenario would be to, of course, well, write it down and look at it, to see it in front of you and to understand what went wrong and what could have been done better. Let's see. So, well, let's start with this part one. Let's discuss it now. The first couple of questions. Let's see. I've got a bunch of them here for you. And let's see. So that was part two. As always,
No.
forecast is a list of questions that you have a high chance of getting in the real test. Yes? It's the questions that are pretty much guaranteed to appear in your test. So I have a list of those questions. I have sources, so I'm asking you only questions from there. Yeah. Now let's see. Here's one topic, right? Gifts. So an examiner has, for example, when we talk about gifts, the examiner has a list of these questions. Yeah, and then they choose based on your answer whatever they want. Yeah, based on your reaction. They can also come up with their own questions, but they usually don't do that. Yeah. So what do we do? You have answered a few of these, not all. Let's see. Like here, you have I choose gifts based on preference the person I'm giving it to, right?
Yes.
What can we change here? Well, all right, let's start with the very first thing, right? What's wrong with it? I choose gifts. Any idea?
No. No.
No idea. Well, let's take a look. You choose gifts, I choose gifts. Good? It's called repetition. Yeah? So we shouldn't do that. You should try to avoid that. How can you do this?
Um. I pick gifts.
Pick is better, of course. Pick Gifts. We have the future, we have the past, and we have now, which is called the
Present.
present. Yeah? Presents. That's good, but you can also say, I do that. Yeah? I do that based on, so instead of I pick presents, I could just say I do that. It's easier and it's natural. Yeah? Or you could say just based on preference. That's it, right? Yeah, so how do you choose gifts? Based on preference. That's it. That's good enough. Yeah? And most importantly, you don't repeat anything. All right. So I pick present. So this is a grade 5 answer, right? When you repeat the words from the question, the kids do that, like the younger kids. So in IELTS, we try not to do that. Nice. Now, based on preference, but here something's missing, don't you think?
No.
Preference the person. Yeah?
A preposition.
Okay, so just say it. Just fix it, please.
Preference of the person.
Oh, I might have not heard it. Maybe not a mistake even. I don't know. Maybe it just was the connection or something. But based on preference, and anything else is missing here? All I'm talking about here is important stuff that you will remember if we, write it down here properly.
Based on the preference of
There,
the
very good. So we are missing the definite article here, right? The preference of the person, I'm giving it to, right? What's wrong? I am giving it to. What is it? What do you?
the presence.
So present, is it plural or singular? Like one or many? One or many?
Um, I guess plural.
Plural, right? So do we use it with plural?
No.
Well, usually them, yeah. Normally we would. I pick presents based on the preference of the person I'm giving them to. Of the people would make a bit more sense, right? Because you're using presents, yeah. Presents plural, people plural makes more sense. I pick presents based on the preference of the people I'm giving them to, yeah. Makes much more sense. But this is just the beginning. You need, if you want a higher score, especially 7.5, you need to be ready to what?
Mm,
You got a question, you got this answer here, but you gotta be ready to do what?
Um,
Expand it. Make it longer a little bit. You need to show me that you love English and that you're ready to talk about any topic for as long as I'm keeping you here. Yeah?
yes.
Do you love English? It doesn't matter if you don't. What matters is when you enter the room, you have to love it. Yeah? If you want to succeed, you have to show your undying gratitude for being able to speak it. Basically, talk for as long as you can. And like the examiner shouldn't doubt that you want to stop, right? I mean, they shouldn't think that you want to stop. They shouldn't doubt that you want to continue. That you want to talk for a long time, and that means here you just need to keep talking. Well, ideally, I would say just 2 sentences. what it boils down to is that 2 sentences would be kind of like the minimum for a higher band. How do we do that? We need a strategy, a plan, yeah? So a plan, or the plan for part 1 questions is simple. It covers all part 1 questions. You need to answer the question directly, that's one thing. And the second thing, all right, let me write it down for you. Yeah, so the answers need to be longer. Show willingness to speak for long. And how do we do that? So in part 1, answer the question directly and add a general comment on the topic. So 2 sentences would be more than enough. So answering the question directly, that's part 1. Bread and butter, meaning that it's always there, right? But adding a general comment, that is basically part 3. So you add one short or maybe even long sentence from part 3 here on top, and that shows willingness to speak and your advanced English as well. So choosing gifts, you do this, okay, great. And what's a general comment here that you can add about the situation of picking gifts in Vietnam, being you or being any person in Vietnam? Actually, yeah, you've answered for yourself already. So you next is to answer about the rest of the people.
Um,
Well, for example, in this case, or do you have it already?
no.
Well, in here we have I pick based on preference, but or and in Vietnam it's pretty much everyone does the same. That's a very short thing to add. It's not quite enough, but it's better than nothing, yeah? You can add what else? You could say in Vietnam, we've got lots of holidays, public holidays, traditional holidays that everyone likes to follow and everyone likes to celebrate. So we receive a lot of gifts. So I got to choose a lot of them every year. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So please try it yourself. How do you choose gifts, Ming?
I pick friends based on the preference of the people I'm giving them to, maybe on the depending on the occasion, like Tet holiday where we give bánh trưng cake.
That doesn't make sense. You said that you give it based on the preference of the people, and then you just give everyone the trunke. So it means you don't care about their preference. You just give them the cake regardless, right? Like the opposite. So you could say, I pick presents based on the holiday and I don't care about the preference of the person. And that's okay to say in IELTS. You're not going to lose points for that. It's even if it's a little bit funny, that's great. You're going to get, well, more out of your band score that way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, here again, and it's not really a general comment. You just brought an example. Well, okay, examples are good also, but a general comment would bring you further. So here you could say what? A general situation of choosing gifts. How do people choose gifts in Vietnam? Most people. Do they go to a brick and mortar, like a physical shop, and do they choose there for hours on end, or do they like open an online app and just scroll through some options? So, that kind of thing.
Yes.
What's the general situation with choosing gifts in Hanoi these days?
I guess online shopping has been pretty popular.
Great.
recently.
Well, it's not just online shopping, but just specifically for gifts, right?
Yes,
All right. So add that then. How do you choose gifts? Ming.
I pick friends based on the preference of the people I'm giving them to, and I usually just scroll through the online shopping website
To see all the
see
available
who they.
options. Sorry?
I just scroll through and see what they would recommend, what it would recommend me.
Who they?
It, the website.
Okay, it would recommend me. Okay, I see. But that's not a general comment. General comment doesn't involve you. A general comment would be, so you can answer like this. How do you choose gifts? You know, in Vietnam, most people, they just open their favorite shopping app and they scroll through some options there. But I pick presents based on the preference of the people I'm giving them to. For example, my mom loves flowers, so I give her cakes for her birthday. Yeah? Understand?
Uh,
There was even a little bit of a joke there, right? My mom loves flowers, but I give her cakes anyways, right? So you can try it yourself. You could just repeat after me or think about it one more time. Last time we try and moving on. So how do you choose gifts?
I pick friends based on the preference of the people I'm giving them to. If my mom wants flowers, I would give her cake because I know she usually like to eat a lot of sweets.
Okay, no, it's fine. I understand. That's good. And when I ask you to answer the question again, you don't have to repeat it the same way, right? Every time you can try something new. But okay, moving on. So again, you didn't really do that, the general thing, because general is like many people. The rest, maybe your friends, your relatives, all of Vietnam, most of Vietnam, that kind of thing. That's or not just Vietnam, could be like most people in the world, right? You could say that. That's a general comment. Yeah? Do you understand what I mean?
I think so.
You think you understand, right? All right, that's good. I want to make sure you understand. So I like to use translators sometimes. Um, I'm not sure which one is better. I think they're the same ones. Okay. So now, what else? Well, that's part one, and I think, what shall we do? We could continue with part one, or we could take a look at part two, which is, I think, what we'll do. Yeah. Yeah, so you've got a bunch of other questions there. Let me just copy it here. We've got. Yeah, yes, the rest of your answers. And then we've got running here. We'll take a look at that later, perhaps. Now, in part two, which is what I'd like to take a look at right now,
Yes.
we've got, yeah, your answer. There might be some typos, so don't worry about that. I'm not that great at typing too quickly, so if you notice that, you can tell me. But mostly that's what you said. And then I like your choice. A person you study with who's successful, she's her life, right? Okay. I'd like to talk about my classmate. I like this beginning. It's nice. So, because we have who this person is, right? The first question. And that is classmates. And you also added where, extracurriculum class, who got an 8.5 band in her IELTS test. Okay. So, how do you know her? How you know her? I know her from a class in the extracurricular class because of parents or friends. I didn't quite get that. Could you help me with this?
Our parents or friends.
I don't understand. Again?
Our parents know each other.
Our parents are friends. Yeah. Oh, I see. Got it. I didn't quite get it the first time. So, you got double extracurriculum class here, right?
Yes.
So let's fix that. Let's just paraphrase. You know what you should have open? Guess what? You should open some dictionaries, don't you think? Here, let me show you. For example, this we have Merriam-Webster, or we have the thesaurus, the famous one, uh, the thesaurus website here as well. Yeah, are you there? Hello, Ming. Hello, Ming. What happened? Hello. Hi, welcome back. So I was sharing some links with you. Yeah. Yeah, we've got Merriam-Webster, thesaurus. You should have them open so you can quickly paraphrase. Or you could just Google uh, like a phrase or a word and synonyms like this. Very easy. So, what's up with extra curriculum? Actually, I don't like the options in the thesaurus. Let me see, Merriam-Webster might be better. But the problem is, number one problem is, actually strange, extracurricular. Yeah, these are not good examples here. I don't know why, usually it gives better. Yeah, you could just use um, the Google in this case. Google extracurricular synonyms. We've got a few optional phrases there. But better to just think about it. Like dictionaries are great, just to use them when doing homework. But for like the lesson, you should pick just something easier to say, right? In other words. So show me your paraphrasing skills, please. Ming? Yeah, the second one. I know her. Are you there? Can you hear me? I can't hear you anymore. Yeah, I don't know why. That's strange. I cannot hear you.
Test.
I can't hear you. Something happened. I'm not sure why. Well, you could try to leave and rejoin maybe, but it shouldn't really help. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it will help. Okay, welcome back.
Yes. Hello.
So now I can hear you. Any options here?
Um.
Well, okay, so you don't have to say, at the very least, don't repeat, okay?
Yes.
Don't need to repeat. You could just say, I know her because our parents are friends. Yeah, that's it. And it's not curriculum, right? It's extracurricular. Extracurriculum is a different thing. Here we have actually word hippo this time saves the day because there are some good options like secondary, supplementary is a good one. Supplementary classes, yeah, you can call them optional classes, additional classes, yeah, these are good. So now I know her from I know her because our parents are friends. Anything else you can add here?
Um.
About the situation, how did it happen that you became aware of her?
I met her when her mother came to visit.
Came to visit what?
To,
Or whom?
to visit my mother, my mom.
My home, yeah? Or my mom in my home, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, what makes him her successful? You said she's very what?
Resilient.
Resilient, right? I'm not sure why you said resilience, or maybe it was just our connection of something with the devices that I mistook it. Very resilient and a hard worker. Every time I see her in class, she's studying. Yeah. Um, hmm. And I guess this is gonna be the one about explain why like how you feel. Yeah. I feel about this person. She what?
She inspires me to do better.
To also work harder and study more for my upcoming test. Yeah. Now, what's the problem here? Can you tell me? Maybe.
Now, work harder and study more, I think would have the same convey the same meaning.
That's not the main problem here. So here the main problem was what? It's not enough. Not quite enough. Yeah? Need to really show that love for the language a bit more. Yeah? So we need, as you can see, you've tried answering all questions. That's great. That's what we do. Very good. But what else? We need to add more information. Like here, how you know her, who this person is. It's not enough. It could be much more. 2 minutes is our goal. So, all right, we're gonna do a lot of work at home, right? Let's see. Well, part two for now. I'll just give you a few basic comments. So, focus on answering all of the topic card questions one by one in order, making sure you say at least 2 sentences when answering each of them. Yeah. And then I will need to give you some homework. Yeah. So homework, let's say daily. Yeah, because you're doing this soon. I mean, you're taking the test soon. What do we do? Let's see. Pick a part 2 and, well, not add in, pick part 2 and part 3 questions from the forecast. Yeah. And actually, I'll just do it like this. And then record yourself with a rule, which is a website like this. What do? You open the website, you press this button, you talk, yes, you stop the recording, and then you have a link here. You see? And you save the link here like this. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right. So, what do we do? When recording, don't do the same. Don't answer the same question more than once. Just move on to the next one if you fail. If you fail, you can also research why you failed it. You can like Google Translate, I don't know, AI, whatever. Just research that topic, why you failed it. And you can answer it later maybe. But you don't need to record anything if you don't do it for the first time. You know what I mean? So if you fail recording, then just skip it and move on to the next one. So what do we do? For part 2, obviously 1 minute prep time, 2 minutes ideally. So 150 to 2 minutes is the answer, right? It means that you have to speak for at least 1 minute 50 seconds. Yeah. If you fail, you pick another topic. Well, all right. If you fail, you research the topic that you failed. Then you forget it. Well, like you don't do it, and then you do the next one. You don't repeat topics when recording. It's important. So that is 1 minute to 1 minute 50 seconds to 2 minutes the answer, right? That is how you do this at home. And for part 3, 50 seconds per question on average. That's without strategies for now. I want you to practice this at home. And then, and also, yeah, nothing, no personal info, yeah, only general. And the most important thing, right, after you finish recording, write down your answer here, like under, yeah? You just write it down, basically. I'm going to put it here just to show you that something needs to be written down, yeah? Don't forget to, save the topics with sub-questions and questions in this doc as well. What else? That's quite a lot of homework, but if you follow these steps, it's going to be easy and quick. So you'd save the topics, Yeah, you write down your answer here. Listen to your recording and write down your exact answer here. Then you can review your answers using a different color or the suggesting mode in Google Docs. Here we have it. Do you see? Suggesting?
Yes.
Do you know how it works? You pick it and you see, and every correction becomes like a cross, strike through, cross out. Now, you because you have a test so soon, you have to do both. I usually, all right, let me show you. I've got a lot of students who study with me, and a few recent ones. All right, let me just show you one. We don't have time left. So, for example, here we've got Minh. She recently got a 7.5, and this is our lessons with her. And she has been working quite a lot. Let's see, where's some recordings here. She's been, yeah, for example, here, right? She records, she picks a topic, she records herself here. As you could see, for example, I think it was part 2. It's going for 2 minutes, a bit too much, but still. There's just one day she did, right? And then she writes it down, then I fix it for her here, and then we do part 3 as well. You know, all that kind of stuff. We've done a lot of stuff here, as you could see. And she studied with me just about 3 weeks, I think. So if you, I have a lot of these documents. I can show you more, but I would rather not because it's a waste of time. All I'm trying to say is that people do this and they succeed. You have a big problem with your ability to speak. Like you know English well, but the words don't come out or something, or like the sentences don't come out like quickly enough or just enough in general. So you need to practice doing that. Like just speak. Like let yourself be more free when you speak and let it out, right? More of the information of what you're thinking. You don't have to always answer in like a correct way. You could always make funny stuff, say wrong things, like, you know, not doesn't have to be true or whatever. Just speak. That's more important. Unless you want to get a 5 again or 6 for your speaking test. What else? This is the most important part. Okay, so one more comment. So when writing down part 2 answers, separate your writing, well, and speaking, yeah, into paragraphs based on the questions. What does it mean?
No.
Like this, yeah? We have how many paragraphs here? Hmm?
4.
4, right? So each question is a separate paragraph. That's what you need. So when you write down, make sure you have separate ideas for each question. And when you speak as well, I mean that's a point. That's a strategy, right? You answer each question separately. So for what was that comment? Yeah, general comments. Yeah, you have it. All right. Any questions about this?
Not right now.
All right. So and the last thing I need you from you is for you to add me on Zalo so you can ask these questions that you have, you might have. You still talk to Miss Ha about any lessons, right? So if you want to like whatever, like schedule an extra lesson with me or something, or move a lesson, you need to tell her. But you can ask me in Zalo directly. So can you please add me right now? Are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so have you added me on Zalo?
Yes, I'll add you later. Right now, I don't have my phone with me.
Okay, well, it's up to you. But usually it's easier to have in case maybe you get delayed or something, you can let me know directly because Miss Hai is very busy. And if you message her, she might message me late. And yeah, so because of that, I like to add students directly and uh, rather have a direct channel of communication. And you can also ask questions based on your homework progress or English or IELTS in general. Yeah? So, what? I can help you with IELTS writing as well, as I've mentioned before, so you can schedule extra lessons. We have already scheduled another lesson on Friday at 9, right?
Yes.
And you can schedule another one for writing if you want to practice writing with me. But I recommend bringing at least one writing task 1 and one writing task 2 to the lesson. So if you plan to schedule it, message Miss Hai, tell her that you want to do writing, but you need to prepare at least one at home to show me something you have written, yeah? Well,
Okay.
we can also do lessons, like in real time. Like you don't really have to, but it would be better if you brought it. So do you want to do writing as well?
I'll have to speak with my mom about that.
Okay, yeah. That's it then. Well, I've been helping students like yourself for quite a long time now, and most of them have had great results. Only if they follow homework, though. Everything I tell them to, if they do that, they succeed. If you have any comments, suggestions, corrections, whatever else, please tell me. I'm really happy to hear anything you have to say.
Um, right now, I don't have anything to say. This is my first class with you.
Okay, so what about this homework? Do you think it's doable for you?
Yes, I
Daily, yeah?
yes, I would try my best.
Try your best is not enough. The best is to just do, yeah? No try. So, yeah, thank you for joining, Ming. I hope it was productive for you. And yeah, have a good night then, unless you have something to say.
No, that is all. Thank you, teacher.
All right, thank you very much, Ming. I'll see you on Friday. Yeah?
Yes, goodbye.
Goodbye. See you.